Hi everyone. Happy rainy day. It's pouring rain today in my little corner of the world, and it's a good day because I always like to think that when it rains, it's the earth's way of cleaning its impurities. Um, but let's not talk about the hippy dippy shit, shall we? um, Today I want to talk about something that I've always loved doing, and that is traveling. I've traveled over 30 countries, and this is not me to brag, but just to give some context. I've traveled over 30 countries, and not just Europe, but I've actually haven't been much in Europe. I've only been to a couple of countries in Western Europe. I haven't gone to Eastern Europe, although I'd love to go one day. But I've been to most of Central America, most of South America, most of Southeast Asia, Sri Lanka. Yeah, I've been to a lot of countries. And I love exploring and I love adventuring. And traveling has always been a humbling experience for me because it has allowed me to diversify my perspective and to have more empathy and compassion for other people, realizing that we all want the same thing, which is supporting our family, that we're safe, that we're loved, and that we have a community that we can rely on. We all want that at the very end, or at least that's what I've found through my travels and meeting so many different people from so many different cultures, from so many different walks of life, with different religions, different belief systems, different way of perceiving the world. And ultimately, it comes down to all of us, through our belief systems, through our ideologies, through our backgrounds and experiences, at the end of the day, all of us want to feel supported, want to feel loved, want to have a community to rely on, someone to hug, someone that can make us feel like we belong and we're safe in this crazy world and life that we don't know what it's really about. And we're just here existing. And we all want that because it is scary to exist, or at least it can be. It can be scary to exist because there are just so many challenges that come up that sometimes you don't know how to deal with them. It's kind of like a video game. You're playing in the video game and you don't know what obstacles, I mean, I don't play video games, but I get the gist of it. Like, you don't know what obstacles are coming your way. And so the more levels you reach, the higher levels you reach in the video game, the harder the challenges are, and you don't know if you'll survive that level. And I feel like that is life as well. The older you get, it seems like the bigger blows you have to weather. And some people, of course, even when they're young, they weather a lot of things that they shouldn't have. But I guess when you're older, you have more of an understanding of what's going on, and so it hits you harder. But anyway, that's what I've learned in my travels, that we all want to feel safe, supported, have community, feel loved, love. We all want that. And it's always a humbling experience. It's always a humbling experience for me to go into a completely different culture. And I have my biases. I probably, most of the countries that I travel to, I try and read up a bit before going there because I don't want to be completely ignorant about the place. And just know the basic information and basic history of the place. But even then, I have a completely different perspective when I'm there about the people, even though I've read up about how the people behave and how they are. Are they friendly? Are they more quiet and conservative? When I go there and I interact with the people, maybe there are some things that are true about the things that I've read, but what I've learned is that it doesn't matter what culture or what religion or what background you have. We all, it's so hard to articulate what I understand intuitively, but we all, in the end, we all don't know why the fuck we're here. We may have an idea if you've taken certain substances, or maybe if you're into altering your state of consciousness, or have had any mind-altering experiences, you may have a piece of the puzzle and may understand a bit of what the puzzle picture is about, but you don't see the full picture of the puzzle. You just have a very small lens that you can kind of tell what the puzzle piece is going to look like, but you really don't know the details of that. And I'm not making sense, but we all don't know what we're here for, why we're here, really, when it comes to it. And so we only have each other, is what I want to say. We really do. Of our species, when we need help, I mean, yes, maybe if we're lucky, a dog will help us, but they won't be able to do much because they don't have the same capacity to carry us and take us somewhere where we can receive help. So what I'm trying to say is that we have each other, and let's try and be good human beings. At least realizing that, we're here for a temporary amount of time. We're temporary travelers here. And we have to enjoy this life. We really do. And I know this all sounds cliche, and I'm probably not making any sense because it's so hard for me to it's just so hard for me to articulate things that I can understand intuitively, but I can't speak in language. And so I'm sorry for the funny talk. But I encourage you to travel. And I know sometimes you're in positions where you can't travel, like you can't just book a flight to India and go, because you may not have the opportunity. I can't do that right now in my life. Without planning ahead, I can't do it spontaneously. But if you can, do it. And I will say, even if you can't travel to a different country, travel around, if you're in America, travel around your state. Maybe you live in the middle of Idaho or somewhere in Wyoming and out in the sticks. Well, get to know all of your state. Go and take road trips every weekend or every other weekend and take road trips around all the pretty places to see in your state. But then if you have an opportunity, you can go to a different state, up in Montana or somewhere, and see what Montana is about. You'll find, even in America, you'll find that people are so different from state to state. They act so differently. It's like a different country, even city to city. I live in California, and Northern Californian attitude is very different than Southern Californian attitude. And you'll find that when you travel, you'll be able to put aside certain biases or stereotypes that you might have come up with or you might have heard and believed. So you'll learn more. It'll help you open your mind, have more empathy for people, and realize that we're all on the same boat. We're all just trying to get through this life that we don't understand. We may have a bit of a picture of what it's about, but we don't have the whole picture, right? We're just doing our best. And you'll learn that humans are pretty cool people. And I know that sounds dumb because some people are not cool, right? Some people are just jerks. But you'll learn to love the jerks too, because you'll realize that they're just acting from their own trauma, and you'll have compassion for them. Maybe not love as in unconditional love, but you'll have compassion for them or sympathy for them, like they're acting from their own wounds. But anyway, I'm going on a ramble. I'm sorry. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you have a great life. I wish you all the best. And stay safe out there. Peace and love, my fellow travelers.